but legacy is also important as well. I feel like I can't retire without fighting Inoue, so I need to get that fight before I do retire and, of course, beat him and make the money and enjoy it with my family.
Vargas was able to reach Bam, right? Does that have anyone reconsidering Inoue's chances against Bam? I've brought this up, Malik has brought this up. Inoue, Bam is not a very long fighter. He's compact.
Yes.
And Vargas was able to reach him partly just with the length of his arms, right? He's the taller guy. Does that make you think differently? Because Inoue is coming with bazookas.
What do you see that make you feel like you could compete with that?
I mean, he's a good fighter, he's strong, he has skill as well, but I mean, I have the whole package too, so. I mean, it's just a matter of actually stepping inside the ring with him, and I could say...
The boxing match fans have been eagerly anticipating is now officially happening. Naoya Inoue has confirmed on Instagram that a clash with Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez is on the way, creating major excitement throughout the sport. Following that announcement, promoter Hearn agreed that the contest is a genuine mega fight. He also explained that there are several important strategic and tactical factors that must be carefully considered before the bout takes place.
We're probably going to miss the boat. I mean, you know, when we talked about the Inoue fight a year ago, Bam was at 115 pounds, he'd just come up from 112. You know, it looked like a bridge too far, you know, a step too far. Being at 118 and being one division away makes it much more realistic, but that was his first fight there tonight, and I think, you know, I'm a little bit of a fantasist when it comes to matching fights. For me, you know, I know there's weight classes for a reason, but I don't think the step is too far for him at 122. But I do think it's a disadvantage for him against Naoya Inoue. I mean, it can only be.
Hearn explained that Bam has two possible paths ahead. He can remain at 118 pounds and attempt to unify all the world titles, or move up to 122 pounds, which Hearn believes is eventually going to happen. According to him, the real question is not if the move will occur, but whether it is in December, January, or sometime next year. Hearn added that the final choice will depend heavily on the opportunity presented, and that Bam along with Robert will need to carefully evaluate their options before making a decision.
I don't think there's a bad decision, because, you know, realistically, Bam can stay at 118 pounds, fight all the champions, try and be undisputed. The move to 122 is inevitable. But is it in December, January, or is it in a year's time? So a lot depends on the offer. I've got to be honest. I mean, you know, I think it's going to have to be, and it will be, an attractive offer in the respect of it's really, I don't mean disrespectful to Usyk because, you know, but he is coming to the back end. You're really looking at pound for pound number one.
Expanding on the technical analysis, Paulie Malignaggi pointed out several important aspects of Jesse Rodriguez's style that many people tend to overlook. The former world champion emphasized certain skills and techniques in Bam's arsenal that could prove extremely valuable when facing top-level opponents. He noted that while Vargas found success using some of those tactics, Bam possesses excellent footwork along with sharp pivoting ability on the inside, making him especially effective in close-range exchanges.
Some of that stuff, but Bam has really good footwork, really good pivoting moves on the inside. He gets off to the weak side a lot and creates new punching angles from that southpaw stance. And he was doing that well against Vargas. But Vargas was offsetting it well also while pivoting. See, Bam gets those earmuffs up at the southpaw stance and then pivots over to his right side. When he pivots over to his right side, he bends over, pivots to his right side, and spins. So he's got that angle on.
Discussing Bam's adjustment to the 118-pound division, Mike Coppinger pointed to the Vargas fight as an important measuring stick. He explained that although Vargas is not considered to be on Naoya Inoue's level, he remains a capable Olympian who provided a meaningful challenge. According to Coppinger, Bam showed no hesitation throughout the contest and was fully prepared to engage, ultimately proving his ability to compete and come out victorious.
Good fighter. Good technical fighter, and he was willing to put it on him. He wasn't scared. He was there to win. So that's he'll have another fight, before he fights in the Monster. He'll get more acclimated, and I do think that really Bam's youth and how fresh he is kind of neutralizes maybe the gap in
But
size.
that's another weight division up, too. It's not just that he's fighting.
Going up again.
What do you think? Like, I have to admit, I was kind of split on Bam versus the Monster early on. Maybe the Monster's length gives him a little advantage. And then in recent fights, I thought...
Continuing the discussion about age and career timing, Atl presented a strong argument for why Bam Rodriguez may possess an important advantage over Naoya Inoue. The analyst focused on the difference between a fighter who is entering the prime years of his career and another who may already be beyond that stage. He suggested that Bam's position in his development could play a major role and potentially become a decisive factor if the two eventually meet in the ring.
26 years old, and that's Jesse Bam Rodriguez. The other fighter, Naoya Inoue, who's 33, and fighters' primes in this era last longer than they once did. But still, 33 was once, at least, thought of as a pretty old age in the bantamweight and flyweight type divisions and featherweight divisions. And while Inoue is still arguably the best fighter in the world pound for pound, his peak is behind him. I think his father thinks that too. I think that's part of why they pumped the brakes on moving to 126. I think that was smart because just looking at Inoue's body in the Nakatani fight, he was smaller than Nakatani, who was coming up from 118. I think his body wasn't asking him, from the looks of it, to become a featherweight.
Taking that idea even further, Saddle delivered his strongest prediction yet regarding Bam Rodriguez's future. The analyst expressed his belief with complete confidence, comparing it to a guarantee that leaves little room for uncertainty, and laid out a detailed plan for Bam's career. He believes Bam should first unify all the titles at 118 pounds and firmly establish himself as the undisputed champion of the bantamweight division. After achieving that goal, he should move up to 122 pounds and challenge Naoya Inoue at the ideal time. For Saddle, this is not simply a hopeful vision, but a carefully planned roadmap that he believes Bam is fully capable of following and ultimately accomplishing.
Year or so, in the next 12 months or so, Bam Rodriguez will pull off the upset and he will beat Naoya Inoue. He has the best trainer in the world in Robert Garcia, and he is the best trainer in the world's prized pupil. I don't think there's any other fighter right now that has the apple of Robert Garcia's eye like Bam Rodriguez. So, to lay it out, fight Takama Inoue, unify at 118, beat Inoue's brother, and then move up in your first or second fight in the next 12 months or so and fight Inoue. And I think he beats him.
Focusing on defensive concerns, Malik Scott raised an important question about how Bam would handle Naoya Inoue's punching power. He highlighted a particular part of Bam's defensive style and suggested that depending too heavily on a shell defense could create problems against a fighter with Inoue's accuracy and knockout ability. Scott's comments indicate that Bam may need to make certain adjustments before facing a dangerous finish. Also pointed out that the challenge becomes even greater because the fight would take place in a higher weight division, making the matchup even more demanding.
Just that he's fighting
going up again.
What do you think? Like, I have to admit, I was kind of split on Bam versus the Monster early on. Maybe the Monster's length gives him a little advantage. And then in recent fights, I thought Bam is too young and fresh. Southpaw boxer, the whole thing. And after watching Vargas tag Bam, I'm like...
I changed a little bit.
Yeah, right? I'm back kind of 50-50.
You know what I did is because I don't trust that earmuff defense against the Monster. I really don't. It makes me ask questions because he could probably...
And you could hear it, because you could hear that through the earmuffs.
Yes.
You could hear that sound through the earmuffs.
So Malik, so you're going with the Monster then. So I'm going to go with Bam.
Adding another perspective to the debate, Paulie Malignaggi highlighted a factor that could significantly influence a future showdown between Jesse Rodriguez and Naoya Inoue. The former world champion suggested that timing may favor Bam, as Inoue has reached a stage in his career where some physical qualities can gradually begin to decline, making the matchup more interesting than ever.
One step and dip and pivot and so on and so forth. But if you back him up more than one step, you back him up 2-3 steps at a time with your offense. There was one time Vargas did it at the end of round 2. Rodriguez's head movement sort of disappears when he's going back like that. It's hard to do it to him because, you know, usually he'll take a step back and then just pivot or change levels. He's got great level changes, by the way. But if you can get the momentum of Rodriguez going back consistently, he actually seems to just put the earmuffs up and the head movement stops. I only noticed Vargas really was able to do that once, but it makes you think, again, if somebody like Inoue can consistently back up Rodriguez, does the does all the head movement and switch of punching angles and switch of level changes, does that sort of start disappearing? And that's not just for adept offensive tactics. That's
Offering their view on a potential matchup, Gal Outlook and Radio Raheem agreed on a fairly clear outcome scenario. They believe that Inoue's experience and precision give him the edge and make him the most likely winner. However, if the fight ends by stoppage, they feel the best chance would come from Bam catching Inoue early or discovering the right opening at close range to land a punch capable of changing the course of the contest.
If you're going to be susceptible to those shots, you got to start wondering, could Inoue hurt Rodriguez, catch him consistently with some of those shots that Vargas was catching him with? Because if you get hit with those straight shots from Inoue, it's a lot different than from Vargas. And if you're telling me that you were feeling the ones from Vargas, you're going to move up and weight again and fight Inoue. And Inoue's power against smaller guys, and obviously Bam is a smaller guy as well, it's shown to be pretty devastating. Now again, I love this fight. I love the Inoue fight, but I think that Bam probably should take one fight at 122, maybe around October. If I'm Bam's team.
Shifting the conversation to Legacy, Raheem and Zattel discussed whether a victory over Naoya Inoue would elevate Bam Rodriguez to worldwide superstar status, or whether Inoue's established star power and championship pedigree make him too difficult to overcome. They also recognized Inoue's ability to raise his performance when the moment demands it, a trait that has been a hallmark of his career. As a result, they remain divided on whether Bam could realistically defeat the Japanese boxing star on one of the sport's biggest stages.
How much of the storm can Inoue weather, and when he does end up getting that, if the fight goes long enough, for him to get that second gear, that second win, that spinach in the corner, that phenomenal recharge that Inoue is known for, at that point, if Bam is still being able to be hit the way Vargas hit him, will he then overwhelm Bam Rodriguez? If Inoue, for me, wins this fight, it's down the stretch. It's Bam fight early.
Continuing the tactical conversation, Robert Garcia provided an insightful analysis of how top-level fighters compete for control of the ring. He described how one boxer may use a wide stance to dominate the outside and maintain distance, while the other carefully works forward to close the gap and operate on the inside. Garcia explained that this strategic battle for position often plays a major role in deciding who controls the tempo of the fight and who is able to land the sharper and more effective punches.
4 rounds and maybe lose those rounds. I think if he goes in there with that mindset, he's finished. I think he's got to go in there with no respect. He's got to go in there and force Inoue to prove that at that age, he's still the guy that can do something that is going to make Bam change his strategy. Bam's got to go in there and do Bam things and force Inoue to make him do other things. Don't go in there trying to figure out what Inoue is going to do and then download information and all that shit. No, he's going to beat you that way. You need to go in there and be Mexican. Mexican-American, Mexican with Mexican national heritage. You need to go in there and be that.
First and foremost, respect must be given to Antonio Vargas and his accomplishments. At the same time, excitement continues to grow around a possible super fight as Jesse Bam Rodriguez has officially challenged pound-for-pound star Naoya Inoue, setting up what many believe could become one of the biggest matchups in modern boxing. This is not simply a fighter looking for a large payday, but a confident young champion who truly believes he has the skills needed to defeat one of the sport's most feared competitors. Bam has stated that by the time such a fight happens, he expects to be bigger, stronger, more experienced, and wiser. Few people are better suited to evaluate that possibility than Robert Garcia, who has guided Bam since the beginning of his career and helped shape him into the determined fighter fans see today. Having built Bam's style and mindset from the ground up, Garcia understands exactly how he performs at close range and what adjustments would be necessary against a master of distance control like Inoue.
A lot of calls about Bam and Inoue yet?
A lot.
What do people tell you, Robert?
They want to see it, they love it.
They all say that Bam wins, right?
Everybody loves it.
Pete, I've been saying that for 7 years. 7? I have the video, 7 years. Bam was amateur and I called it. I have the video because we call his dad on FaceTime. Who?
Yeah. Let's wait till Inoue's 41. And,
you don't need to wait.
After the fight, he's like, let's do it next.
You said let's do it next?
So wait till he's 41. Wait till he's 41. We have a fight.
Okay, after the fight. Respect.
Adding another influential opinion to the discussion, promoter Eddie Hearn watched Naoya Inoue's most recent performance and came away believing more strongly than ever that Bam Rodriguez has what it takes to defeat him. Hearn admitted that he previously had concerns about whether the jump in competition was too significant and whether Bam was truly prepared for that level. However, after seeing him appear physically strong, confident, and completely comfortable at bantamweight, his view changed dramatically. Hearn now sees Bam as a serious threat and believes that the age difference could also work in Rodriguez's favor.
Weight class, I feel like I'll be have a bigger frame, be a
What ultimately convinced Hearn goes far beyond size, strength, or any physical advantage. Instead, his belief comes from something much harder to measure and something that statistics alone cannot capture. Hearn explained that the biggest reason for his confidence is not related to Bam's physical abilities at all. Rather, it is the mindset and certainty he sees whenever he looks into Bam's eyes. According to Hearn, what stands out most is the complete absence of doubt and the unwavering belief that Bam belongs at the highest level of the sport.
I know it's capable. I have the skills. I have what it takes to beat him, but it's just a matter of time before we're in the same weight class.
Yeah.
And I mean,
let's make this fight a reality. Fight fans, what an amazing battle between Jesse Rodriguez and Naoya Inoue. From the first bell to the final moments, both fighters left everything in the ring, displaying outstanding skill, resilience, and the heart of true champions. This was the type of contest that shows exactly why boxing continues to captivate fans, with non-stop action, memorable exchanges, and two elite competitors unwilling to give ground. The next question is, what comes next for each fighter? Should the winner pursue another major showdown, chase further title unification opportunities, or consider a rematch if the result was close enough to justify one? There are countless exciting paths ahead, and boxing fans everywhere will be paying close attention to the next move. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news, fight breakdowns, results, and analysis. Thank you for watching and for your continued support. I will see you in the next video, and until then, stay safe and keep enjoying the sweet science.